Yeah, but like it's at like 12 o'clock. I have it like from the afternoon. So we're supposed to be there like 11:50. So I'm supposed to have my lunch before I go. So like
Okay.
I'd have.
All right. So I will miss you. Okay. That's all right. I'll put the video will be posted. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to let you know that's why.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Quickly, I want to review because it has been a long time. Right before we got a week off for snow, we were doing systems of equations. Okay, get back in those cobwebs. Okay, phones up, y'all. Systems of equations. How do we do those? How do we solve those? Ash, make sure you're with me. You can put them in your calculator. You're exactly right. And where do you go to put them in your calculator, Weston?
No, man.
Y'all don't have to get your calculators out. This is just, we're just talking through it.
Wait, no, I meant, it's in graph.
It's in graph. So you're going to go to the graphing section, right? Is there anything that I have to do? Can I just punch it in however I see the equation? No. What do I need to do, Audrey? Yes, I have to make sure that it's in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. How do I know what my answer is? I look at it. Yes, Sid. And what do I look for? What do I look for? Sydney, look at me. What do I look for?
Y-intercept.
Nope.
I don't know.
Right, Brandon. Where they intersect. I'm looking for where those two lines intersect, and that ordered pair is my solution. Do I have a way to check myself?
Yeah.
How do I check myself? Do I go to the equation matrix? Don't I just go to run matrix, right? And plug in my X and Y value?
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Plug in that ordered pair value where you see X and Y in the equation, and they should both equal. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. We are starting our transformation unit. So we're talking about transformations. We are working on the coordinate plane, or the coordinate grid, which is fancy terms for what? If I'm talking about the coordinate plane, that's the same thing as saying a graph, right? So it's the same thing as a graph. I'm just dealing with images on the graph, and I'm doing different things to them. If you're in the classroom, you can look at the blue sheet up at the front. That middle section is the piece that's not filled in. We are doing rotations, translations, and reflections. We will also do dilations. That's the other piece. There's 4 pieces to transformations. Okay. At home, the blue sheet is on in the learning folder. You'll see it. It'll say blue sheet, and I will update that as I update it in here. Okay, so you'll have that to look at. Okay, so hopefully everyone has their Keynote downloaded and their assignment. Okay, so it's going to be real important that you guys stay with me as I'm going through this so that you don't get confused. Oh, hold on. There we go. Just a second. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so the very first piece of the puzzle that we're going to be learning and talking about, Audrey, make sure you're with me, baby. Okay. All right, is translations. Okay, so we're going to talk about translations first. I want you to notice the S and the L within the word translations. we are sliding, when we are translating, we are sliding the image or the shape around the coordinate plane or grid or on the graph. Okay, so we're just sliding whatever is there. In this case, what do I have first? What is that shape? It's a triangle, right? Yeah, it's a triangle. Hold on. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Okay. All right. So I'm sliding it. So my very first operation is I want to translate triangle RST. Okay. RST. And I'm going to translate it 6 units to the right and 3 units down to form, notice that's RST. Look at this the little apostrophes after those. That means prime. Okay, so I have R and then I have R prime. R prime means it has changed. Your original R has gone through a transformation. Okay, so it's gone through some form of transformation. Okay, today it's going to be going through translations. It's going to be translated. Okay, let's do our original coordinates. So our original ordered pairs of R. What is my original R? What is the ordered pair of that? What's the X? Ash?
-4.
Right, that's right. -4, 4. Everybody see where I got that?
Yes.
All right, let's look at S. What is my ordered pair for S?
-4, 1.
-4, 1. And Lauren, what is T? What is T?
-2, 1.
-2, 1. Okay, so that's all, those are all my original coordinates or ordered pairs. Did you get all those down? Okay. All right. So now I'm going to look back at what I have, and it says I want to slide my figure because I'm translating. So I'm going to slide my figure 6 units to the right and 3 units down. Now, if I could take my finger and just move that shape down, I would. You may be able to in Keynote, but I'm going to actually take each one and move it, and then I'll have my new shape. So I'm going to take my R, I'm going to move it 6 units to the right, and then I'm going to move it down 3. And my new R, or my R prime, is right there. And then I'm going to take my S and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down 3. 1, 2, 3. And so my S prime ends up right there. And then I will take T. I'm also going to move it 6 to the right and down 3. And there is my t prime. Now I can connect that so that it turns into my translated triangle. Notice it's exactly the same, same. It's just slid on that graph or that coordinate plane. Okay. What are my new coordinates or ordered pair for R?
2, 1.
2, 1. That's exactly right. 2, 1. What is my new, what is S prime?
2, negative 2.
2, negative 2. And what is T prime?
4, negative 2.
4, negative 2. Okay. If you look at your original and your translation coordinates, what happened to X? So let's just take R first. Okay, let's look at R. I was at negative 4. And then I ended up at 2. What happened to that negative 4? What did I do to it?
Added
Added what?
4, 6.
Added 6.
I added 6, right? Okay. Let's look at S.
Also added 6.
Oh, I also added 6, right? And let's look at T. What happened to T?
We're still adding 6.
Oh, I added 6, right? So to all of my X's, I added 6's, right? Let's talk about the Y's. Okay, let's talk about Y. So I started for R, I started at 4. And I ended up at 1. What did I do?
Oh no, it's 3, 6.
You minus 3.
Oh, right. I subtracted or minused 3. And then I went from 1 to minus 2. What happened there?
Minus 3.
Oh, minus 3.
Minus 3 again.
Oh, and then again, I did 1 minus 3 and still ended up at minus 2.
Oh, 66, that's what you do.
Okay, so then I can look up here and it says written as an algebraic rule. Written as an algebraic rule. So there was a consistent thing happening, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A consistent thing happening. If I have, oh, I'll go brown, that's weird. An algebraic rule, I'm starting at XY, correct?
Yes.
I have an original XY. And then the rule that I am applying to this, so I'm going to do a little arrow because that's what you do when you're writing an algebraic rule. My rule for this problem was, what did I do to all of my X's? I added 6. That's right, Ash. Added 6. And then what did I do to all of my Y's?
Blah, 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 blah.
I subtracted 3, right? So then now I have my algebraic rule of, in this translation, I went from XY, and then my rule for anything on this one was add 6 to X and minus Y, 3 from Y. Okay, so algebraic rules, we're going to be dealing a lot with. But now we're going to come up with some things that are going to help you. When I moved to the right, what did I do? Did I subtract from X?
No.
What did I do?
You added to X.
Oh, so if I'm moving something to the right, keyword right, I am going to add to X. Okay. And then I moved down, right? I moved down. And what did I do to my Y? Oh, so if I'm moving down, I'm subtracting from what? From
From
Y.
Y?
That's right. Very good. From Y. If I was going to the left, what do you think I would do? Subtract, Cameron, what? Yeah, I'm going to subtract from X if I'm moving to the left. Which means if I'm moving up, what am I doing? Adding.
Adding
Y.
to X. I mean Y.
Yep, I'm going to add to Y. So the important things to remember, if I'm moving right and left, I'm dealing with X. And if I'm moving up or down, what am I dealing with?
Y.
Y. Think about your graph. When I go across, I'm dealing with X, right? So adding, subtracting, X. And up and down is always what? Y.
Y.
Right? Okay. So we're sliding. All right, okay, everyone go to questions so far. Pause. Questions so far. Anybody not with me so far? Okay, go to your assignment that you dumped into Notability. Okay, it says translation. Uh-oh, who left? Who did I lose?
Miss Leonard.
Yep.
So like, are we supposed to do the reflection and rotation pages today or anything?
Nope. Then weren't we just going to the translation page? Go to your translation page in Notability.
But there is not another translation page.
If you go back to the folder, the assignment. So we finished.
Oh, yeah.
We're going into, Notability.
That makes sense. I got it now.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. So here's what I want you guys to do on your page. Yeah, figured. Okay. I want you at the top of your translation. It's homework, classwork, assignment. Okay. We're going to write those rules to make it easy for us. Okay. So we're going to go to the top. And I know if I am moving to the right, I am adding to X. I know that if I am moving to the left, I'm subtracting from X. Okay, so right and left means I'm dealing with my X value. It can come anywhere in the statement, but as long as it says right and left, I know I'm dealing with my X value. If I am moving up, I am adding to y. And if I am moving down, I am subtracting from y. Okay, so left, right, x, up, down, y. Left, right, x, up, down, y. Okay, so I have to pay attention to those words. All right, so let's look at the very first one together. Okay, it says translate the original triangle. Okay, find your original. Two right, and three down. Two right and three down. Which one of those triangles is translated correctly?
The yellow.
The yellow, right? So I could just pick one of those points and move it right to, and three down. So the yellow is the correct one translated. Okay, again, look at your words. Look at your words, right and down. So I know right means I'm adding 2x, down means I'm subtracting from y. What is my algebraic rule for this one going to be? Well, I know I start with xy. What happens to the x?
Mine.
What's happening to x?
Add
What am I adding?
X.
I'm adding 2. So I'm going to have x
Minus
plus 2. Look right here. What does that say? Okay. And then what happens to the y?
and it's minus
Minus what?
3.
Y minus 3. Questions so far?
No message.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's look at question 3. Translate the point 5, -4. Okay, so I have 5, -4. And I'm going to, I got to pay attention to my words here, don't I? It says down 3. What is down 3 dealing with?
Subtract Y.
Okay, it's y, right? So I'm automatically going to go ahead and underline my y in the same color so I know that's what I'm dealing with. And then it says left 2. What is that dealing with? That's dealing with x, right? Now, it says, what is the new coordinate? Okay, what is the new coordinate?
What's the funny?
Okay, so I'm going to start with x because x comes first, right? So I'm going to look at the x and I'm going to say, okay, I have 5 and it's left 2. So what am I doing? It's left. So what do I know? So I'm going to subtract from x and I'm subtracting how many?
2.
2, right? Because it says 2. What is 5 minus 2?
3.
3.
So I have my x value. Now let's talk about my y. It says down, so my y is -4. And then it says down 3. What do I know about down 3?
It's minus Y.
It's subtracting. And what am I subtracting?
Minus 4.
It says down 3.
3.
Oh, so I'm subtracting 3. So I have -4 minus 3. What does that equal?
-7.
-7. Y'all just did that on your own.
What?
Some of you did.
Okay.
Pretty good, right? That was pretty good. Okay, let's look at, I want everybody to go to number 15. So slide up, go to 15. Let's look at number 15. Okay, way down there on number 15. It says, what is the algebraic rule if the shape is translated 2 to the left. 2 to the left. Well, I know algebraic rule always starts with original xy, right? So original xy. Now, my rule. What does it tell me?
This thing is a rectangle?
It says it's translated 2 to the left. What is left? It's subtraction, right? And what is it dealing with, X or Y? X, right? So I'm going to have X minus 2. Okay, what's happening to Y?
It stays the same.
It stays the same. It didn't tell me to translate it in any way, right? So
Mhm.
Y stays Y. So I just put Y because it's not changing. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I have X not change and just Y change?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just means I'm sliding it up and down, right? And this one, I'm just sliding it left and right. And that's okay, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I want to make note on this one. That's where K is. Okay. A lot of people have not been able to find that K. So on number 12, that's where K is. Questions? Questions? Probably the rest of the class period. I apologize. We did not intend for this first day back after being off for a week. We did not intend to have so much work on the first day back. But that's how it fell because we're a week behind. Okay. It is a lot. We just did 4 of the 16 problems. Okay. So you only have 12 problems that you need to do, and then you'll submit your answers. So I'd go through and solve them all and then split screen it and you can input your answers. Okay. I'm going to hang on here for any questions. Make sure you have this written at the top. That's going to be a great reference for you. Remember, this is X and this is Y. Okay, and you can look at those, right? You can reference that as you're going through and solving these.
Miss Leonard.
Yes, baby.
Like I had a question on the WSR 16.
Let's do that question maybe tomorrow. I don't want to confuse anyone on this.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sense. Okay, just make note of it and I'll answer it tomorrow. It doesn't say I'm Zooming tomorrow, but I am going to update and have you guys Zoom the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
So then I'll hang on and you can ask me that question. Okay, baby?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Miss Leonard,
Yes, babe.
oh, when is the WSR 16 due?
Well, now it's due by midnight Thursday night. Because we'll do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. You too, sweetie.
Mhm.